think about men. They've been breadwinners for millennia. It's built into them. So they don't think twice about it. They don't think twice about talking about it, about handling it, about running with it. They don't think, but we have to because it's brand new to us. Right?
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. So happy to have you here with me today. Happy Thursday. And here we are again, right? Another Thursday. So, guys, I am really super excited to be with you here today. I have a very special guest, and that is my very own CPA. Okay, guys, so you are going to absolutely love this conversation. Deepa adds so much value. It is kind of mind-blowing. All right. So I'm going to just tell you right away, take note. You're going to get so much value. And a big warm welcome to everyone that's joining us for the first time. My name is Lesli Bitel, and I'm a business strategist and mentor, specifically for health practitioners in private practice. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So Deepa, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe just a little bit about your journey, okay? Because you have a really interesting story, and I'd love for my audience to learn a little bit more about how you ended up where you are, and specifically, you know, how, because I know you do a lot of work with women entrepreneurs specifically. So tell us a little bit about that backstory.
Oh, sure. And thank you, Lesli, for your very generous introduction.
This is like, how many times have you spoke? Well, we've never done a Facebook Live before, but I could say Deepa has done a special workshop for my last 2 Six-Figure Biz Academy class cohorts. And seriously, guys, like it was pretty mind-blowing, the stuff that she shared. And really the coolest part is that she helped my clients save tons of money. So, and I know it's going to be like, because we're in a kind of a public setting, it's a little bit different in terms of what she can share. But just FYI, Deepa is doing a live workshop again this year for my Six-Figure Biz Academy, the 2022 cohort. So if you have not yet signed up for a, filled out an application and filled out a time to get on the phone with either myself or my team, I really want to encourage you to do that. Okay, so go ahead and take it away, Deepa. Tell us a little bit about your backstory.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me here today. So I come from a family of accountants, and I grew up in Africa, and then I grew up for a little bit in India. So a lot of worldly exposure when I was really little, but my family is all accountants, all over the world with degrees from all different countries. So we pretty much cover everything. And so I grew up in a setting where we talk debit, credit. I knew how to read and rip apart and put back a balance sheet together before I started reading trashy romance novels.
No way. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I could rip apart a balance sheet before I even knew what half the teenage stuff was. So
it was so cool. That in itself, guys, like really sets her apart. Like completely. So like basically by the time you were 11, you were doing balance sheets, right?
Yeah. It was just so much part of the culture that I didn't even realize it was part of the culture. I didn't realize that was unusual. So come college, I knew it was just easy to pick a major because I already knew a lot of this and I was just looking for more knowledge, right? So come out of college, I meet my husband, I get married, I come over here to the US, and I took some time off when I had my kids, but then jumped back in when my older one was about 12, jumped back into accounting and the tax world. Straight up went to a CPA firm, decided to learn the ropes on taxes, and started working with business owners. And that's when I realized, oh my gosh, this is where it's at. This is where you can save a ton of money in so many different ways. Like the government incentivizes you to be a business owner. They do not incentivize you to be an employee. They incentivize you to be a business owner. Now, with this more recent president, he took away all deductions for employees and put in a ton of new deductions for business owners in real estate. So anyway, that aside, in my 21 years that I've been working with business owners, I noticed that every time I have a couple sitting in front of me, it was always the man who was talking. Always the man who was talking. So, and the women were like very strangely silent when it came to taxes and money. And I wasn't having any of that, right? I'm pro women. I wasn't having any of that. So I decided to probe deeper and start finding out, asking questions on why women won't engage with me, or why they won't even come to my office, or they won't meet with me, or don't want to talk about taxes. And so that's really where my journey started. And I decided to be the voice that gets women out of their shell and more aware and more into the money dynamics. Now, money as a dynamic is very masculine in nature. It's momentum, it's forward moving. That's why I think we as women don't embrace it as much. But that doesn't mean that you can't kind of do your own thing with it, right? So I made it my mission to help women business owners take advantage of tax strategies and just, like superpower their businesses and just kind of step into their brilliance, but have money as their best friend.
I love that. Yeah. And, so many women, so many of us kind of grew up in it, certainly in the United States, where, the men kind of take care of the money. I don't know. Do you see that even in the younger people, or more like, is there an age delineation where you're seeing kind of a transformation in terms of women, kind of taking on the whole money conversation?
That's an outstanding question, and the reason that's an outstanding question is because it's a generational thing, right? Mm-hmm. So we didn't grow up, you and I, Leslie, we're in the same age bracket. Yeah. We didn't grow up watching our moms and our grandmas work. We didn't do that.
No.
Our kids are watching us build careers and build businesses. So the way they perceive, so my little nieces and nephews, not so little, they're all in their 20s now, but when I watch them, there's no difference. The way they talk about their careers or the way they talk about their paychecks, there's no difference because they saw us do it. They saw us set the precedence, right? So that is so important. And invariably, because think about it, we're either first generation in the workforce, maximum second generation. I don't know anyone whose grandmother worked. I don't. So given that, money is new to us. Money handling, money earning, money management, money saving, investing, all of these things are so new to us. It's not built in our DNA. But think about men. They've been breadwinners for millennia. It's built into them. So they don't think twice about it. They don't think twice about talking about it, about handling it, about running with it. They don't think, but we have to because it's brand new to us, right?
Right. Absolutely. So huge. So it sounds like, the younger generation, in part because they've seen, their parents, their moms, maybe grandmas at that generation, right?
Yeah.
Starting to become more active in the workforce, maybe even running their own business or practice. Right. So thankfully, that trend is shifting for younger women. Thank goodness, right?
It is. Like for us, college was normal. Like for my mom's generation, going to college was not a thing, right? They had to fight to go. For me, I was automatically enrolled in college, so it became normal. But it wasn't normal to have a full-fledged career. We were just figuring it out because we had no advice. Our advice came from our dads, but then our dads didn't face a lot of the gender bias that we face in the workforce, so they couldn't quite advise us really well. But now, when it comes to our kids, they see us breaking all these glass ceilings. So for them, going into the workforce, handling money, making money, managing it, it's all normal. It's all normalized. I'm so happy to see that. And now what we have to normalize is we have to normalize them starting businesses. We have to normalize them getting help. We have to normalize them getting mentorship to run successful businesses. Look, you and I have figured this out the hard way, right? We've been through the grind. It took us several years to get to where we have profitable businesses. But now we're opening up paths for them to just come in. Like, for example, your six-figure academy. Yeah. You're opening up a path for somebody like a 25-year-old to come in and get your blueprint on how to be successful, make six figures, and I can come and talk to them for an hour about the mistakes not to make once you have your six figures, right? So
Right.
we're really blazing that path for them. And so I'm proud of that. I'm really proud of that, leaving that legacy. And I'm sure you are too.
I am. I appreciate you bringing that up because I think it's honestly, sometimes I forget, right? Like I'm so busy, working in the business, helping people that it's really nice to have that little reminder. So thank you. Yeah, I mean, and I can definitely say for me personally, so many of my health practitioners across the board, they don't want to be employees, right? They don't want to work in a hospital. They don't want to have a job. The challenge is that when they got their training, there is zero entrepreneurial business kind of training, right? What we learned is how to do a decent job working for somebody else. Nothing about how to attract clients, right? How to run your own business, how to streamline, how to create systems, how to build a team so you don't have to do it all. So all of those things are incredibly important if you want to package everything up, all of your skills, and be able to offer it to the public, right? And so that's really what I personally am very passionate about.
I agree with that. And so we live in a capitalist economy, right? And so capitalism is supposed to promote entrepreneurship. They don't. They don't do that. They promote getting a job. So in school, we're taught to raise our hands, ask permission to go to the bathroom. We're taught to be compliant. So they're breeding a generation of people who will go into the workforce. Well, there's some of us who are already rebellious and who want to do our own thing. And so we go there and do our own thing. But they don't teach you how to do taxes in school. They don't teach, listen, I need to know how good nutrition. I need to know if my furnace is not working. I need to know how to do my taxes. I don't need geometry, algebra, I don't need any of that. Like that's what I learned, right? So I enjoy working with people to give them the training and the teaching that they didn't get in high school, right? Like how do I do my taxes? You don't know how to, you don't need to know that. That's something that somebody can do for you. Right. But what you do need to know as a business owner is what is a good tax strategy for me to have? Like, I'm sorry, that's loud.
It's okay.
Do I need to have, should I be opening an LLC or an S Corp? Like that's in your academy. That's like the biggest question that everybody has for me. And that's the biggest question I get. I think it's the number one question I get from any client who walks in the door. So there's no right answer to that. That's going to depend on who the person sitting in front of me is. But it's also going to depend on, are you married? Do you have kids? Does your spouse have a job? Do you have a spouse? Are you in a co-living arrangement? So then your taxes are going to look different. So, but when you get down to your business, there is a right answer for you. And the reason it's so important to pick that right answer is because you can save thousands of dollars in taxes by paying someone for a consultation to help you pick the right entity. And when I say thousands, Leslie, I mean thousands. That's not a false, empty claim. It truly is a tax plan that's put in place for you so you can follow it easily. And I'm a fan of automation. Like the more things that can be automatic, because we have software now, right? Yeah. The more things that can be automatic, that's what I'm going to sign you up for. I'm not going to sign you up for something that I and my team have to manually sit and do, right? So there's so much of information that we are lacking for basic life skills. It's astounding to me how we're not turning out people who feel like they're ready for life. I didn't feel like I was ready for life with calculus and algebra. I mean, I wish I knew how to build a house, check my furnace, and do my taxes.
Oh, yeah. You and me both.